Whenever you're ready.
I wait for it to actually come up on my Twitch, so I'm in.
It's up.
I found it.
Yeah, I know. It's just goes slow for me on my phone, and I have to keep reloading.
Oh, yeah, no, it's up. I'm looking at it right now.
Let's give it a couple minutes and let people jump in for chatting. Oh, hey, there's my notification that we're live.
Yep.
Who is on? Who is now currently watching? I wonder.
Eversalt is the only one that's not the broadcaster or stream elements it's showing me. It's not even showing me yet.
Oh, we went down to 3.
There was still only 3 people in there. Like, it wasn't showing any of the others. Twitch is slow on the uptake, I swear. Oh, yes, then we're hot mic'd. I turned it up just to be sure, but we are hot mic'd.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay. If they're not used to us being crazy, it's fine. They're gonna have to learn real quick. We have unlimited minutes. Whoa!
Oh, I didn't know if that was just me or not. I'm like, what the hell?
Nope, it was all of us. We got unlimited minutes. Hot
We
damn.
can take this as long as we want. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. 24-hour stream.
Yep.
Let's start with a
Immortals
12
all the
maybe
time.
at some point. But
24 hours. Party time.
Dude, I'm old as shit. I don't know if I could do 24 hours anymore. I could try.
Y'all ain't old. Relax.
I'm just waiting for Kat to laugh at me when I try and say a 24-hour stream because I can't even stay awake for 16 hours.
She turns into a damn pumpkin at 9 o'clock most nights. She has to drink Bang energy drinks after 8 to stay up for her Saturday game. Otherwise, she would be drooling on her keyboard. Like, seriously, I'm up until... I have insomnia. I stay up until like 10 and then I wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. This chick's asleep at 9 and like crawling out of bed like the bog witch at 6. Like, oh, kill me.
And I am not a morning person. I'm the exact opposite of a morning person.
You're like barely a half a day person by the afternoon.
It depends.
I'm like half of the way through my day at work and I'm all like, oh, I can brain now.
I can
Brain
brain.
want to function.
Yes, thinking is called braining. All right, shall we do this?
Yep.
Woo!
Let's do it.
Okay.
Woo!
All right. There we go.
Hello, and welcome to Rainbows and Razor Blades Productions, where chaos reigns. That's just all there is to it at this point. I mean, I'm running this ship, so do we expect anything less? I'm Kristen, and I'm actually slowing down now after this last weekend of crazy, and just have my regular games coming up for bi-weekly Saturday mornings and Saturday nights, and I'm excited about that. And then this. So let's go ahead and go around. Everybody introduce yourself, tell us where we can find you, and all that jazz. Hi, Brendan!
That's my other kid in the chat there.
Oh.
So feel free to give him some shit. Everybody does.
All right, let's go ahead and start with Travis.
Hi, my name is Travis, also known as Eversalt on Twitch and YouTube, or as Skane Eversalt on Twitter. Comedic gaming creator, passion for TTRPG, so you'll find me playing with a lot of individuals, very fun individuals in this community, such as right here. And I don't necessarily have too much going on outside of this. I just got done with a charity stream with DM Dave on Guild Superior. We hit our goal. And also, it was just my birthday, so It's been a great weekend.
Happy
Thank
birthday!
you.
Happy belated birthday. That's how you say it, right?
Yes, belated.
Yes.
Belated.
Close
Happy
enough.
birthday.
Belated birthday.
And who are you playing?
And I am playing as Maurice, our little airy yet very distracted, but breezy individual of the group. Can turn into a moth.
And leave spores.
Yeah. I heal people, and I leave spores all over the place. Dusty all over the place.
Spread
I
your
don't know how else
spores
to put it.
everywhere.
You got to see it. Yeah, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go and check the VODs. They're there.
All right, let's go to Lewis next.
Hi, I am Lewis, also Lewis D. Legend over at Twitter. I am one of the core members of Bars and Brews, and we do have a number of streams going on. We have a 5e Sins of Mother, we have a Blades in the Dark, we even have additional 5e and Saga, and even a Starfinder.
And who are you playing?
Oh, and I am playing Aiden Byrne, kind of the hothead of the group, if you would. Definitely has some anger issues, but he's getting through them pretty well. Trying to
You
figure out
might
what
even
has to
get
do.
off of parole this century.
Hopefully, this decade. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that sounds good.
All right, Kat.
All right, I'm Kat, also Autumn Knox on Twitter. Basically, all I'm doing right now is working on this and guesting in games on occasion. So you'll see me off and on. I'll be working behind the scenes to get all of our stuff out here. Tonight I'm playing Elena Alexander, who is our resident spy type person. She works with the council, and we'll see what else she has for us. We didn't really get to know her too much last week.
Skag.
Hello, folks. I am Skagwater RPG. You can find me on Twitter at Skagwater RPG, and with Dice Drop Evolution, where I play Michael Malibu.
And you were playing?
Oh, and we're all doing this, aren't
We're all doing it.
We're all doing it. Not even gonna say who. I'm playing Sky.
We all get to guess tonight.
We're waiting for our lines.
Maybe you're Elena
Line,
tonight. I don't
please.
know.
What is it?
I mean, I was an assistant director throughout all of my theater kid days, so.
I am playing Sky, the resident tank, I guess. I'm going to punch the thing and call it good. If it doesn't fall, I'm going to punch it again.
Like it.
And Izzy.
Hi, I'm Isaac or Izzy. I only have an Instagram, Izzy Talavera, and I'm playing as Light Eric Romero, stage name Angel. And yeah, they're more of the crowd control and hypnotizing part of the group. And yeah, just me.
And for anybody that might be interested, I'm going to drop the Discord in the chat. And we do have some casting going on for some one-shots that are going to happen in April. We have some fun games planned for that. And if you're interested in just chilling, hanging out, that's fine too. You can also find me because, you know, I guess that's important. I am on Twitter as Darcerilish. And we are also on Twitter for R&R Production, where if you follow us over there, you can get all the updates on when we're going live, other things we have going on, and oh hey, we have merch. See? I dropped that in the chat. And on that note, let us dive in. When West, Jesus Christ.
When West. It's gonna be a day, guys. It's gonna be a day.
I have words. Words are cool. When last we left off, the King of Immortals had just captured the slimy cheetah boy that they caught in the hotel after things fritzed a little bit and lights went out. A fight ensued They finally saw some combat. There was real combat. Though we've learned actual rules since now, we're going to throw actual rules out the window. Because they make no sense. And then got him headed back to headquarters so that he can be interrogated. Because nothing that he showed him as anything other than the ice bomber, who basically turns himself into an icicle bomb, and it entertains me. So we're pretty sure that still just another minion. So as everybody piles back into the free candy van.
Yay! Is there actually candy in the free candy van? Because I will be really disappointed if not.
I mean, you can look. Make a perception check.
Oh, I want to help with that too.
I can find my dice. I probably do not find free candy because I only rolled 6 total. I might find pocket lint and a tire iron.
I rolled 9 all up.
There's a couple pieces of Werthers that you find under the seat, Izzy.
Oh, hell yes. I love that old lady candy. Give me that.
Oh, so I'm going to dig under the seat for this candy. Offer one to Miss Elena as I'm chewing.
You.
Things we're really here for, the free candy.
Everybody loves free stuff.
So reinforcements from headquarters did show up. It's still most feasible that the minion is thrown into the back of the free candy van and latched up there because everybody else is in like Buicks and other sedanish type cars. And as you're going, he keeps on popping, still in cheetah form because he hasn't turned back yet. He's still full on Himsadi, popping ice out of his wrists, trying to break through it, even though he's been told that they're special manacles that are specifically meant for Immortals. But he's definitely making a racket back there and not necessarily yelling any information or words that could be parsed other than some screams and "you'll pay for this" and pained screams because Duncan decided that he's going to ride with you guys and one of the other minions is driving his car back and he just keeps pushing the Talon back in the hole.
Just the rearview mirror to look at it. It ain't gonna work. I promise you.
No, but it's entertaining. You keep trying. I mean, go for it. By all means.
Yeah. Come here, fuck shit. I'm just gonna smack him across the face.
He tries to bite your hand because he's still very much in large cat form. So make an agility check for me.
Agility, that is...
We have to make a pit stop at the ER down the street.
That's a 9.
He beats it by a point. So your hand gets torn up a little bit. You take 1 hit of damage.
Okay, at least it's not that bad because the free candy van would not fit in the old ER that was down the street from the hotel.
Oh, I remember that old ER now.
That's where I learned how to work the ER. You go up the ramp.
That was annoying. Oh, I apologize to everybody in the audience. My throat is killing me after playing 4 games on Saturday, so we're probably going to call it at 2 hours tonight, as a heads up. So, you finally get back to headquarters. You pull around the back, and then there's a little ramp down into a small parking garage that you didn't bother with last time, because who's going to try and steal the free candy van? But there are large double doors down there that go into an industrial section underneath the offices. And they drag him to one of several cells. Now, all of these cells are full-on doors. No bars, because Plant and Snake Himsadi are going to get out of that. But they're all just full metal doors with a little window in it, so you can, like, peek in at them, but there's no egress for them to escape. They throw them into one, and you can hear a couple of the others, 2 or 3 of them. There's some banging and shouting that you hear. So obviously the other minion friend, or wait, no, that other minion friend did die. I take that back.
Dead on the floor of the bar still.
Yes. But there are a couple others there, unknown if they're minions involved in this or if they're there for other reasons. So they get him in there. They're like, all right, this is still all on y'all. So how do you want to approach this interrogation?
I'm gonna look to the others. I'm pretty good at getting information out. I just need to know what we want to learn from him.
I got some ways too.
I have some investigation skill too, so. I guess first thing we want to find out is, if he's even going to answer us, who do you work for? The basic stuff. So.
You assume not, considering how much he was yelling and screaming, and there was probably at least one "I'm not going to tell you nothing" thrown in there.
Well, yeah. I figure that he's going to have to be coerced before we can actually ask him a real question and get an answer.
Question.
So who can bring
What if
the
we
pain?
get him? What if we get him catnip?
Oh, let's get him high.
I like the way you think,
Yes.
soldier boy.
Yes. It's not like it's a real jail and we're real police. So I mean, it isn't outside the realm of possibility that we could get him high. So
Might help get us some answers.
So we need catnip. Does
anybody have skills in nature and animals?
I don't.
I do not.
I have a bunch of investigation
Wrong
and
character.
larceny.
I have a skill in botany.
Well, if it was a plant Himsadi, you might be helpful.
Someone's going to have to go to PetSmart, is what we're saying.
Duncan's just leaning against the back wall like, I'm here for this, actually.
Don't pretend like you're not entertained, Duncan.
Oh, yeah. He acts like a hard ass. He's kind of soft.
Everybody's going to have a good laugh at amateur hour here. Well, I'm going to ask him just basically until we figure out the catnip situation or whatever else somebody's going to do to knock some sense in him to answer. Why are you icing things over in the city?
Why wouldn't I? As he winces, because Duncan has gone in there and actually, got the talon up against the wound again, because he's entertained by it.
That's such a stupid answer there. You could have at least come up with something better.
It's my job. It's what I was told to do, so I'm going to do what I'm told.
Can I smack him?
Sure.
He's still full cheetah. Be careful.
Yeah, watch your hand this time, bro.
Since Duncan's digging into him, do I get some kind of
Oh, I was taken down 3. He had a -3 for his wounds. But that's a straight 7 for him this time.
I got a 7 too.
If it meets, it beats. So, you get away.
Sweet.
You smack him and he lashes out, but Duncan kind of pushes him back in the chair with the talon.
Hey, you don't need to be like that. It doesn't have to be like this. Just answer the lady's questions, man.
Well, if you're gonna smack me, of course I'm gonna bite you.
Listen.
No, I don't think I want to listen.
Can I activate Chevron?
Okay.
That gives me false attribute levels. It makes me look The recipient seems as if his attributes are higher than they truly are. The person seems stronger, more dynamic, more agile, and so forth. It doesn't
Would it be
increase
fun?
my stats. It's basically just me playing chicken.
Gotcha. You're
Would it
being
be
I use
tricky.
it for
possible-
other things
would it be-
too.
Would it be possible that I also like kind of chorus with him using Psychomachia to make him feel fear to Aiden, while Aiden basically buffs himself up to look really imposing?
Yeah, I kind
What
of
all
just
does
like take.
Psychomachia do?
Generates. Well, if I go to the exact wording of this.
Always the kicker. Finding the wording.
Induces levels of fear into targets concerning something of the character's choice, object, place, being, event, or and so forth.
Is there a roll on it, does it say, or what skill is it under?
Target mind.
Okay,
That's about
so probably a persuasion roll?
It says at greater levels, the targets may roll a presence roll against
Presence.
Serenade strength or run in blind terror. Basically, that's their counter roll if I have an effect high enough.
Gotcha. Okay.
So do the Serenade roll here.
It's okay.
I rolled a 14 on that.
All right. That's definitely a success. So he starts kind of looking at Aiden and like pushing farther back into the chair, and like that same kind of fear flashes in the eyes as the last one, and it's like you might be terrifying, but you're still not as scary as they are.
As part of my chevron, just whatever's left of my cigarette just gets sucked down, straight ash, and just disintegrates. My eyes behind my sunglasses begin doing that like ember glow. I have bits of smoke like coming out that begins to have like that little ember glow within it as well. I'm just looking at him, just. I'm not talking about trying to beat them. I'm talking about you. Like I said.
You can
Answer the
hurt me.
lady's
You
questions.
can kill me.
Oh,
They
damn
can
right
do
I
worse.
can.
What did he say?
Listen,
You can hurt me. You can kill me, but they can do worse.
Like,
If you like, we
what?
can kill you now, and then we can bring you back and do it again.
What
Thing
can
is,
they
we
do
don't
that's
have to
worse
kill
than,
you.
than killing you?
The
Hey,
things
what's your
they
name?
can do to your mind make you wish you were dead.
kind of lean a
Are
little
they in
closer
your
to him.
head right now? Watching all
They're
this?
always in my head.
Did you get pulled into this because you wanted to, or they pull you in?
I don't remember.
You're just suddenly becoming an ice bomb all over the city?
I have blackouts. Things happen, and then suddenly I'm chained up somewhere.
So you
they
don't
take
remember
control
any
of
of
you?
the ice bombing that you've been doing?
I know I can do it.
But you don't remember having actually done it.
No.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Edward.
Eddie, you want to smoke?
No, I don't smoke.
All right, well, you'll off.
It'll kill you,
It can certainly try. It can certainly try. Anyways, Eddie. Do you have any friends? Family? Anyone that you
Part
love?
of the progeny. The progeny is my friends and family. That I chose.
Who is a progeny?
The progeny are the dark side of Immortals, the ones who get tainted and accept the taint and taint. I'm 12. I don't apologize.
It was worse when we first learned about the game.
You just lost the game is what happened.
Basically, it's the Immortal version of the game.
Oh, great! I just
So-
lost the game.
If you do certain things, you can gain taint on your soul. Basically, I forget the actual wording that they use for what it affects,
Right.
but depending on what tribe you are, it heightens weaknesses, but it also gives you strength in other areas. And the progeny kind of lean into this, and they're who the Absalom and the Droves use as minions, basically.
Okay.
Edward, what is your last name?
Who cares about last names?
Well,
You've
clearly
just
we
been going
wanted
by
to know.
Edward this entire time?
Yeah, I didn't. My last name was from my mortal form. And my mortal form was not a fan of their father. So, I just go by Edward.
Eddie, that is something that you and I can actually talk about. Listen, can you really call those people your family? You said it yourself. I saw it with Jay. They can just like that. Is that someone you call family?
I called Jay family,
But look what they did to Jay.
and they'll do it to me too.
So what's the point of
Because
following
Jay's
that?
not dead.
No? Where is he?
Son of a fuck.
You would know that they did bring the body back, and it's in their version of a morgue. Last time anybody checked.
Hey, anybody want to go for a stroll down in the morgue?
Why not?
All right. Some of you have to stay here and keep questioning him. It looks like you're doing a pretty good job, Aiden, so why don't you keep on having this conversation?
Just light another cigarette. Oh yeah, me and Eddie are becoming fast friends.
Awesome. All right, who's going to the morgue with me?
Sky will,
All right.
because death follows him wherever he goes.
Anyone
I'll
else?
go.
All
Yes.
right. Little brother's
I'm-
coming with.
Mhm.
Anyone else?
I think I'm gonna stay with Aiden. Is that okay?
It's totally fine. Dead bodies are not everybody's cup of tea.
He wasn't asking you. And the answer is yes.
And I'm going to reactivate my telekinetic thing or
The
mystique.
marionette. Oh, mistake.
Yes. So I'm just gonna place a hand on Maurice's shoulder again, just to get that connection going, and head on my merry way.
Talk to you soon.
Bye. Testing. You can reply to this message.
Oh, I hear you loud and clear. You've replied to this message.
You don't look at them both in the same room. You don't have to say that every single time.
Oh, I thought that was etiquette.
Not quite, but you're close.
Give me 1 second to look this back up, because all of a sudden my search function is not giving me what I'm looking for.
Bit of a side question about the van. What did we do with the seat that exploded?
That's
Did
a
we
good
leave it
question.
somewhere?
We completely forgot about that, is what we did.
We just left it in the street somewhere.
Just ripped it out of
Probably,
the
I mean,
rails and just
It
throw
would
it
not
off the side.
be noticed in downtown Phoenix to me.
No, actually, someone probably took it
Fair
and
enough.
added it to their shanty downtown. So you're probably fine. You probably did somebody a favor.
It's
Collection
gonna
of
be
car
under
seats.
somebody's tarp now.
It's
gotta
their
get 'em out.
armchair.
So yeah, it's tattered, mostly blown to bits, but it can kind of be pieced back together.
Duct tape.
Yeah, it's fine.
Little
Duct tape and canvas. You got
So
yourself a nice
basically,
little lawn
somebody
chair.
probably either rode back in one of the cars instead of sitting up front, or sat on the floor where the chair used to be.
I'm gonna guess somebody sat on the floor.
Anybody into meditating while the car's going?
I was looking for those free old lady candies that Angel found, so you know.
It was candy.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So those of you that go down to the morgue, there is one of the backup that arrived that's kind of directing you on where to go and has gone down with you. And it's down another flight of stairs. There's not much in the way of like basements in Phoenix, but they kind of dug a hole in the ground in a square and then made it into a morgue so that it wasn't on any blueprints or wasn't immediately noticeable. So it's like there's a regular sized door and then it's just like a small little staircase down.
Mm-hmm.
All metal, big metal box. And the doors and slots for bodies. It's a little bit bigger than you expect because normally when immortals die, the shard needs to go back to the connection point so that it can, find another one eventually. They have it kind of set up where, there's the cold freezers for ones that they're trying to stop from doing that if they find them. Hi, kitty! And then they've also got almost like a section where it's almost set up like a meditation area in a Buddhist temple. Where they place the bodies of those that have fallen of their group so they can try and give them a proper sending off into their next life.
So it's like a morgue / temple, basically.
Yes.
Cool.
And as you walk in, there's a short man. He's about 5'1". Like, he's one of those guys that just, you think that as a kid he just never got enough food and just completely stunted. But he's all an air of officiousness and yes, how can I help you?
They just brought a body in from the bar down the speakeasy down the street. We want to make sure it's still here.
Yes. We put it, and he starts looking through all the things and he's like, my brain isn't what it used to be. I'm a bit scattered. And finally locates it. You can just tell, with some of his mannerisms and stuff, he's not a new immortal. He's probably been awakened for a good 100 years or so because he's just got that feel to him with different means of what he's doing. And he locates it and he opens it. Yes, we were trying to keep this one put for investigative purposes, and they were a progeny, so it wouldn't be a huge loss if they didn't find the next life. And he pulls it out, and there is a body there. But it's not Jay. It's Immortal.
Well, fuck.
Wait, what now? It's what now?
It's Immortal.
It's a mortal.
Yes.
A normal human being.
It's okay.
So, what's the chain of the word I'm looking for? Custody. The chain of custody between when they got the body at the bar and got it back here. Who all saw this?
He's very obviously frazzled now, and he's like, oh, myself and two of the cabal here, we went and picked it up. This is not what it looked like. Brought it back. I didn't have to do an autopsy or anything on it, because we don't really do that. So I just put him in here for safekeeping. This is very unusual.
Where are your two assistants now?
The guy that came down with you, kind of raises his hand. He's like, I was there, and then my partner who stayed back at the interrogation room.
We need to go back to the interrogation room. And we need to take you with us.
I don't like to leave the morgue, but okay.
Both of you are going because now we need to know where this body went, because now you have a dead human sitting in here and the body of the other person is gone.
Yes, most unusual, yes.
Yeah, we have a deepening mystery to solve, and now the three of you are wrapped up in it.
Okay. He pulls out a pager himself and like sends a message. He's like, I'm letting the council know because this is important enough that they should be down here.
Cool. Let's go.
So all of the Immortals come to this one when they die?
In the Phoenix area.
Okay.
Each, like where the tribes have their headquarters and all that, they have their own, especially in the alternate dimensions. And then usually most major cities will have one as well, just to keep immortal bodies out of mortal hands.
Wait, before we go, are there any other bodies in here?
Currently, no. We didn't have any other people that we wanted to stop from moving on, and the rest the shards have gone back out. They are looking for new bodies.
Okay.
I'm going to look over to Angel and ask them to, can you message
Maurice?
Can you message Maurice and tell him to keep an eye on the minion that was with them? Yeah, the other assistant.
And I'm gonna...
Why is the other assistant up there for an interrogation anyway if he's a morgue assistant?
They're not his assistants. They're part of the security of the council. And he doesn't necessarily have assistants because it's not a thing that happens often. Like, he has his role, and then they just kind of assign guards to help him.
Okay. Is there anyone else that's guarding the doors, like, that we came through?
There's not necessarily like guards on doors or anything like that. It's more like the guards are with other people that are in the building, or they go out and help when people in the building leave.
Or cameras.
There are no cameras in the building.
Okay. I mean, I know it's the 90s and all,
cameras
but
were new.
there were still security cameras. They were grainy, and you could probably like pretend you're Bigfoot on them, but they were there.
The Immortal Council in Phoenix holds to not wanting any of the things that happen here getting out to the mortals if they were to get their hands on any of the footage, kind of thing.
They need to get into the future here because the camera sure would have been handy.
I'm going to send a message over to Maurice. Jay, the panther from the bar, his body is missing, and there might be someone heading your way. It's one of 3 people that moved the body to the morgue, but the body's missing. The body's missing!
That's the big point.
Yeah.
Oh, did somebody steal the body? Well, that's a shame.
Wait, what now?
But there's a mortal body in its place, so Jay's missing, and then you might have someone heading your way.
We're
Oh, awesome. We're going to have visitors. Okay. Well, don't worry.
But they're
I'll
not
keep a
coming
close
alone.
eye.
We're bringing them up.
We're bringing the other 2 assistants with us, so we'll see you soon.
Yeah, the medical examiner and the security guy.
Okay, we'll see you then. You can respond to this message.
See you soon.
Leave a message after the beep. All right, so we'll start to go out the room, but maybe take a sweep around, just like kind of take a sweep around the room, see if anything looks amiss in terms of like any signs of someone like switching the body or like things that, you know, might be broken that look like they shouldn't be.
Really quick though, Travis, I would like Maurice to make a general will save.
General will save? So willpower
save, yeah.
10?
Okay, so you don't get pushed out of the chair in your mind, but you do kind of get pulled into that section, and you see this avatar was one that you knew generalities about. You knew that he was a 17th century astronomer. You have not talked to him enough to know his name, but he kind of saunters out. He's got a cane. He's dressed in like Elizabethan era fancy dress, like he's just been to court. And he's like, interesting. Body swap. I've seen this before.
Ooh.
By the way,
am I talking to? Okay, I'm talking to the avatar right now. Okay.
Yeah, like you're like in the real world, you're just standing there, kind of staring, and anybody that's immortal would recognize this look as you're having a conversation inside your head.
No, like he's making head motions and stuff, just kind of like.
So standing in front, he introduces himself as Henry Percy. So he was
Henry.
Queen Elizabeth's own astronomer. Sorry, I know words.
How many words?
Boys and girls, it's a night.
He's like, this would be easier if I had, been able to kick you out of the seat for a minute, but I guess we can have a conversation.
Oh, this is much better. That way we, see face to face. It's great. It's great. It's nice to meet you. Have you seen anything interesting? Wait, you've been in the back. That's right. You've seen everything, right?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, because sometimes I completely, I might have missed something or forgot. So just remind me if I do.
You're an interesting incarnation for us, aren't you?
I have to keep things interesting. Yes.
Luna's trying to attack my knee. Sorry. She's under my desk.
Oh, you got a cat in there.
I do.
Oh, I got the other one. She's just looking like a ottoman with feet and ears.
Yeah, I just opened the window and mine just perches out there and susses the darkness.
I have a little footstool underneath my desk, and she likes to lay on it while I work, where I'm sitting here, and will just bat at my knee, and she's torn the shit out of my leg before, so I'm like, no, don't do that.
She's insistent when she wants something.
Yes. All right. So back to this. He says, so when I was us and out in the world, I was a spy for Queen Elizabeth. And she was aware of the Immortals, even though she was not necessarily one herself. She liked to pretend she was, but she wasn't that special. But there was a prisoner that she had that was changing. Couldn't control their Himsati form. And so naturally I was brought in. And he complained that there was a pressure in his head, and it wouldn't let up. And for all intents and purposes, we thought he had passed. His eyes did that black, bloodshot, kind of leaking out of his face thing. It was unattractive. And we left him in the cell while I reconvened with my current council at that time. And when I came back, instead of the Immortal, one of Elizabeth's favorite guards was lying dead in the cell. There's a certain serenade that certain Absalom have perfected and passed on to favored members of their higher level minions. And with it, they can do almost a body swap. And at first, it's just the minds that swap. And then the bodies follow after a few hours later. It is very rare. They usually only have about one every time they pop back up like this that is able to do it.
Does that mean there's somebody among us that we can't trust?
Not necessarily. They would still have to be close and have recently touched the victim. But then they touch another victim that is immortal a little bit later, and then that's the mortal that is the place is swapped. And it usually takes quite a bit of energy.
So
And that is probably what caused the blackout in the motel, or the hotel, whatever this thing is.
So we're looking for a really tired immortal.
That means they won't be able to go very far right now. Like, maybe they're still in there.
It was quite a large building, if I do recall. But there, I've passed on the information, and if you're not going to let me have a turn in the chair, I'll go back to my hubby hole, as you like to call it. And you're back outside looking at Aiden and everybody.
Man, this is one I regret actually letting somebody not take over. And I say that out loud.
Oh, you had that look, do you? So what's up? What happened?
Oh, I had a conversation talking about body swaps. Oh, Henry is such an interesting individual. I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
Hey, focus. What's going on? What Henry say?
Well, one, Queen Elizabeth is not immortal. Just to make that point. Even though we believe she is. Two, there's a skill specifically that... Wait. Yeah, that's right. An immortal can swap bodies and mind and bodies with another mortal and almost basically just impart themselves in them later. Almost like if we killed
another
them,
immortal would touch...
Another immortal.
Would touch
Oh, they can have
immortal.
like one do the other
Yeah.
swap.
So
This is like
they
an
would
all
touch
it's
that
like an all for
immortal,
one
and then
thing.
they touch immortal later, and then they cause the swap to start. The brain melty look happens, and that's when the brain is swapping.
Okay, yeah, I was missing
So-
that.
And then
This
the
is why
body goes after that.
Here's the challenge of Telegrace, because holy crap, trying to organize all that in his head for a second there. I'm like trying to keep this in character. Like, oh no, I should have let him take over.
So is it basically an immortal that's jumping from body to body?
No, it's an
The power
immortal
of
that
another.
can touch another immortal, and then touch a mortal, and they cause that body swap. It has nothing to do with their body, besides having to have touched them.
It's like delayed remote all for one. Just, I literally take like a trace of that, touch somebody else, and it's like this unseen tether, and then you just go, boom, and it just shoots them over.
Basically.
So
They
yeah,
say
like,
that how
there's
Murray's
one
one.
immortal, and they can just immortal transfer over to mortal, or
Yes.
any other body, essentially. Okay, cool.
So kind of a body
And
snatcher.
Mhm.
And
I'd
the
imagine
process
that
kills
just-
the mortal and makes the body look like the immortal for a few hours before the full swap happens.
Oh, it's like that thing.
It's a very
what do
high
they do
level,
in the
takes a lot of
computers?
energy.
What is that new thing that they do in like the computers? Is copy and paste?
Copy and paste, yes.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are
It's
you
just like, yeah, I know. I've been like
Just
messing
copying
around
and
with those
pasting
internet
immortals.
kiosks. There's the computer kiosks that they have around town. Like, you ever messed around with one of those? I got kicked off the one time. It got a little too far with it, but
Yeah, they're weird, man. I don't think it's gonna work. This whole internet thing it seems really weird.
It's really powerful if you think about it, but I don't know if really we should like let that be in everybody's hands. That end up being a big mess.
Want that though? Like, do we really want to be able to talk to whoever we want, whenever we want? Like, that seems just like chaotic. Like some kind of.
We're kind of doing it right now, right? Like I can.
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
like,
I accidentally say that directly over. I accidentally say that when I do this, I forget that like. It's like a natural trigger to send the message over. You hear just like, oh yeah, we're doing it right now, right? It's just things you hear it in your head.
What are we doing?
Oh, we were just talking about something about the internet and computers and. Oh, we have a lot of things to talk about when you get here.
Yeah. So, at what point do we
respond
walk
to
back
this
in
message.
the room? Because we've been coming back from.
It would probably be about the time he's sending that message.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like you call somebody and they walk in with the phone and you hear yourself.
That's awkward.
Oh, hi, yeah, we have a lot of things to talk about. Hey, would you have a good time over at the morgue?
Yeah, how's the corpses?
Dead people.
They tend to not move. That's the thing.
They don't have a lot to say.
Oh, no, they have a lot to say. Just have to know how to ask them.
No, when you're just staring at them, not really.
No.
I mean, unless you want to go talk to the dead human in the morgue.
How long has he been dead for?
A few hours?
Yeah, at this point, it's maybe been 3 hours.
He's cold,
Okay.
but not cold.
I mean, if you want to ask him anything, you could do that. But
would they
you won't be able to find out until tomorrow.
I mean, would there be like any imprint of the memory from the Immortal passing through before he like killed him?
Oh, I was thinking of literally just resurrecting him.
I think his brain melted.
Did his brain melt? It's kind of
Where
copy
is this?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. You don't necessarily. If they die, whatever happens to them doesn't go away. I forgot about that. Yeah. Do you have a way to like kind of restore that? Then they'll probably be able to solve that issue.
Yeah.
If not, I'm just gonna have to. You're gonna. Oh well, we have like a quick informational thing. I can like kind of get a beat on what kind of person they are. Maybe I can try to bind their spirit to come and talk to us. But I don't know.
I mean, that could
It'd
be
be kind of. What's the last thing you remember before you got deleted? Whatever that means.
You got cut out of the
trash
picture.
bin.
Or you got pasted over.
Troll.
The poor dear.
Where
He's
is this,
probably terrified right now.
So at this moment, Elena, your pager goes off.
Ding ding.
And it is Andra saying, "We request an update in person, if you would please."
All right. Well, I'll be back a little bit later. I have to go talk to my mom. She wants to see me face to face. It's not to give me a hug or anything, I'm sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, said hi.
Well,
Yeah. Tell him hi.
Yeah, I'll tell her hi for you, Angel. I'm sure she would like to see you too at some point.
Can you give a message to my dad if you see him?
What?
Can you give a message to my dad if you see him?
Sure, what? Okay.
What is
You got it.
Tell him with love.
Aiden,
With
Aiden,
love.
you're gonna get so much trouble for that.
So should I just
No,
I
play?
wonder
he's
he don't
fine.
give you any. I wonder he doesn't give you any slack.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and take a quick 10-minute break, and then we will be back to continue this
All
and
right.
see where we end up.
All right. Be right back.
We're back.
Have fun.
All right, and still hot mics, but yes, I'm so glad I finally got to use an avatar at a good point.
To find this other assistant dude.
Oh man, what are we gonna do? Is Edward's just still there, right?
Yep.
So it's
Like, his eyes have started to do the go black thing, so at any moment now, basically, he could be body swatched. Swatched? Body swatched.
I mean, it's kind of like swatching, like,
Get a swatch of that body and see where it goes.
watch.
yeah, you know, just a sample. See where it fits in your room.
Gotta get
Yeah, I
another
don't-
color palette. Jeez.
It's a shame. I'm not entirely sure. It's a shame you can't use the binding serenade to force them to like stay put long enough to like it's painful even though they're being transferred and being melted right there. Just like go ahead and talk. I'll hold you there until you lose your mind. These abilities are inherently freaking scary. Yeah, what's going on? I got nowhere else to go. All I did was I ate a couple burritos before we started, and now I'm like, I'll let brick.
Well, I mean, I could theoretically go downstairs and check on my children. I could. She gave me the out. That was the out so I could get them ready for bed because she knows it's about this time.
Okay.
But
I
I'm
was
not
thinking,
gonna
like, are they up to something? And honestly, if I recall this correctly, if it's too quiet, they are up to something.
Well, they're 8 and 10, but on the upside, I gave them brand new laptops for Christmas. So they're probably sitting down there with their headphones on watching fucking YouTube. So, most...
Oh my god. Yeah, my coworker, she's got like a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old, and it's like they're glued to the YouTube videos. It's insane.
Yeah, they're down there glued to YouTube. My oldest is up here glued to this. So, I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking shit at them in the chat.
We are a source of their dopamine fix.
Well, you know, it's quality time with my kid. Yeah. He lives in another state.
Actually, this is one of the wonders of having something like the internet is being able to stay connected despite distances.
It's helpful.
We wouldn't even be having this game literally without the internet. That's
I know.
The identity of it.
I'm dying because I remember in the 90s, like, I don't know how old everybody else is, but I was like, when I was in the 90s, it was like BBSs. You didn't have images. You had to type everything. That's why I type so damn fast. You had to chat really quick to get your messages in before, like, something else went away.
Yeah.
You know, and there was no internet. So, not like this.
I didn't get into any chat features until, like, well after that, I think, after 2000.
Oh, yeah. See, this is...
Yeah.
I was in high school in 93, 94, and doing this. So, yeah, it was a whole different world. So it's funny because it's like a lot of people, like how you two were going back and forth. I was in school telling people, oh, I'm in school and we're doing all this stuff with the computer where you can talk to people. And all of the people who were at that time in their 40s were like, why the hell would you need that? You know? That's why I was cracking me up, because I remember those conversations and, you know, people looking down their nose at the internet like, oh, that's not going to be a thing. Okay.
You don't realize the overall power of information and wait until the next thing. We're not going to expect to be so good.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it will not be NFTs.
Well, I mean, everybody's in on the virtual reality thing, so but I think more people are on board for that, like with the Oculus and stuff.
I remember seeing some ads. This really throws me off, and I'm laughing about it right now. But I'm afraid of it actually turning into a thing of virtual real estate, which honestly I think that's just NFTs.
What? That's not new.
I think it's just blockchain and NFTs.
So no, that's not new. So years ago, probably about 15 years ago, there was a game called Second Life, and people would build things and sell the real estate, the land, and the buildings and everything for real money. They would just exchange the currency on the market.
I think that's kind of like Final Fantasy 14.
Kind of, but this is it was
has
intense.
that
One of my exes, my oldest dad actually used to be on this game. He used to tell me all the time, he's like, you should get in there and design stuff and make some money. People are making like thousands upon thousands of dollars in this game at the time. So, you know, this is not a new concept with meta and all that stuff and them trying to like make a whole new like currency world. You know, this is like just around like 3, I think, of it. I think there's been 2 other prototypes beforehand.
It's like, well, yeah, I noticed that for the most part, it's basically a service of, because in a lot of MMOs, you would have people who build a character up and then they would sell that character.
Yeah, it's
for
like
real gold, for real money.
But it's like locations. Like this game had like, It like
It had
dance
limited
clubs.
locations.
It had like locations where you could like go, like you could build things and sell the locations, like dance clubs and stores and houses and all sorts of things. I mean, it was like literally like selling real estate in this place. So you'd build a whole ass island with like a dance club and a pool and a hotel or something, and then you'd go sell it for the currency, and the currency had an exchange rate on the market, and you would take that money for real cash.
I didn't think. I'm trying to think here. I didn't really think too much about it. Well, I had a Second Life account at one point, and I just thought it was kind of weird and goofy, and then I just let it go. But like, I think the value of all that probably would make sense if there's a limit to how much. You know what I mean? Like, if everyone was able to have an instance where they could sell that, then it would be like, well, you can make an unlimited number of these things, and then they would lose their value. So I'm assuming Second Life has a limited.
I mean, it's supply and demand.
Virtual space, so to speak.
I don't know about
or is it just people don't have the time to want to build up these little, islands and bars and whatever.
Skill, like I mean, it could be both. Like I could have done it, but I just didn't have the time. The builder wasn't really that hard for me to figure out. But it's time or skill or both. Or inclination. Some people just didn't have the inclination to bother with it. Like I also didn't have the inclination because I wasn't really like some of the people that I was introduced to, I was like, I don't really want anything to do with this. You're a little like I don't really like your vibe. So I just kind of removed myself from that possible scenario, But it's a lot of those things. Plus, there's also like the supply and demand. Like you can't build 6 dance clubs and sell them for $6,000 a piece because nobody's going to want them if there's 6. You want something unique. So it was always unique properties, unique things that people would build. So that's where the value I think came from.
It's like selling art.
Yeah.
Like virtual art, essentially.
It's like NFTs, essentially.
Well, the thing people get goofed up with is like you don't even own the image; you just own literally a data space that the image represents.
Yeah, some zeros and ones. You paid a lot of money for that. It's the same thing. And now Second Life is nothing. So I mean, a handful of people made a bunch of money, and everybody else has really nothing to show for it now that Second Life is not a thing anymore. I don't even think it still exists any longer.
I'm curious to find out.
Yeah, let me Google that.
Yeah. Man, back in the days, Ask Jeeves and before Google was a thing.
Oh man, goddamn Jeeves
was a pain.
Ask Jeeves.
He was sassy.
No, Alta Vista. Alta Vista was my jam because it had a pretty good search algorithm at the time.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I didn't have a computer till after high school.
Oh my god.
I didn't own my own computer until I think it was high school, but of course I was tormented with Microsoft ME being my operating system. That thing was a POS.
My dad got a computer for the house when I want to say, because it was definitely before he remarried, because I used to sit downstairs and play Dune, and then after he got remarried, I never got time on the computer. So I was like 10, and we had a computer, the dial-up, and that was about 28 years ago.
That's why you learn to never pick up the phone when somebody's sitting at the computer, or you're gonna get your ass beat.
Yeah, when I was 17, I lived in a different city with some friends. It was just a bunch of us teenagers living in this guy's grandma's house. His grandma left the country for several months a year, and 3 of them had those, or 2 of them in the house had those online BBSs. It was just like a one-line thing that you dialed into. You dialed in, you would get on the message boards, you'd type all your messages, you'd get into the flame board and talk shit to a handful of people, and you'd log off. And somebody else would log in and do the same thing. And it was like a routine thing all night. And we knew after a certain point in time in the evening, you could not use a phone for one of them, because one of them could only go online at night, like a lot of these one-line ones did. It was like these people ran out of their parents' house, and their parents wouldn't let them turn it on until 9 p.m. And then it was like, again, the scarcity, like, there's a rush to get on the one obscure board that's like, the hobo's closet is what it was called or something, and everybody had to get on and have their say and get off, So, and then if someone picked up the phone, the person that ran it would have to get on there and put up a message. I'm sorry, my mom picked up the phone if it ruined your message. The 90s were entertaining when it came to trying to internet. It was definitely something else.
Oh yeah, dial up.
Oh, this was like a whole other level. This was like before AOL and all that crap. This was like definitely
back in the day when you needed to store something portably. You can only do it on an 8 MB floppy disk. Good luck.
Basically.
And a floppy disk could have all the information you need for a villain to take over the world.
Yeah.
If you were really fancy, you had a zip disk that had like 10 megabytes or something on it, or 4, I think. Like, it was like something big compared to the floppy. So, yeah.
And on that note,
okay,
let's get back into it.
I'm gonna drop that for now, and I'm going to maintain my kids. I will see you guys a little bit later on.
Okay.
Oh no, it moved stuff.
Take care. Oh no, you need to move stuff around. Shit.
No, it didn't.
Uh-oh.
No, it didn't.
Oh no, it's coming up. It looks like it's coming up correct. Okay.
Odd question. Are we a PG rating or a PG-13?
PG-13.
Okay, so I can drop.
Have you met me?
Have you guys haven't heard me talk, guys? Come on now. I'm not actually PG-13 either.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like this is an adult stream.
Yeah, I tried to keep that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've said fuck at least like 10 times already.
So. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll drive it into my own character. Just like bring that out. Like, oh yeah, Maurice is so.
So to remind everybody, my character is off to talk to her mother. You guys enjoy.
Alrighty then. So you all are now reconvening at the cell where the cheetah is being held. Edward.
Oh.
I picked that name just so I can say that. I'm sorry.
Why would you do that?
Hold up, but if we manage to bind them in place spiritually, can it turn into a chimera?
Do we want Nina memes? Because boy, howdy, do I have them.
All right. Anyways, so you're all reconvening at his cell, and Elena has gone up to inform the council. The guy from the morgue is with you, but he's like, oh, I was hoping they would come down. I don't like dealing with the underlings. Like, where you can clearly hear him saying this. And he's just like fidgety and like, nope, basically.
They seem off. Like,
one of the guards looks over and he's like, that's just Roos. He's old, and kind of looks over at him and leans over to you, and between us, I think he should move on soon.
Yeah, I really should have moved on a few years ago.
So, you know that there is another immortal that you probably would have had to have seen in the speakeasy that facilitated this. And then they didn't get very far because of the power outage in the hotel. Wouldn't have been from Edward, would have been from the one causing the transference.
We seen that plant Himsadi talking to Elena earlier.
Oh yeah, Spider Boy?
Spider Boy was the bartender. There was the exotic orchid lady that had been getting her fortune told when you guys walked in.
Oh, the prissy looking lady.
Yes.
I forgot her name. Damn.
I don't think anybody actually got her name.
We didn't.
No. To be honest, I think the most interaction she got was somebody, Aiden, poking her a little bit, saying, "Stuff's not real, right?" Right in front of the person who's giving
Oh,
it.
yeah, fortune telling bullshit. Everybody knows that.
That's bullshit. That's not
Says
bullshit.
the Immortal with past lives in his head. All right. So anything you want to do immediately, or do you have more questions for Edward, who is slowly starting to have his eyes leak out of his face at this moment?
Guys, quick, what do you guys want to know? I can pull one thing out, but we got to be quick. Where they're from, where they're...
Where
Can
is
you
he
just
getting
help him
his
make him
orders from?
painless?
What was that? Both you said the...
You go first, Guy.
What exactly, or how is he getting his orders, and who's sending his orders? The name of that person.
The name of that person. Okay, so I am going to, in 2 parts, I'm going to, maybe 3 parts. I'm going to cast Beauty to make him a little more willing to talk. And Beauty level 4 for my nature. So I'm going to activate it, and you'll notice Angel's hazel eyes will turn this like icy blue and kind of have an icy haze. And I'm going to look him straight in the eye. And he has to do... What does he have to do?
Crunchy systems, y'all.
So it's my... Against his will,
Okay.
my... Not perception. What does the PRS stand for again, you guys?
Presence.
Presence. There we go. So my presence is 7 against his will.
He rolled a 7.
Ooh.
So
is he feeling a little loosey-goosey yet?
roll a d6 for me.
Or?
So you can tell that he's starting to look more towards you and like concentrating on you through the blinding black bloody mess his eyes are becoming.
Alrighty, and then I am going to do my Himsadi, my tribal gift. I'm going to place a hand on him. And I'm going to put in his head the desire to want to be open and tell me who he's working for. So that one is a... 7. So my 7 versus his will again.
Oh, wait, did you not roll for your, because you would have had him, fine, if 7 is the number that you have for your will, did you roll?
Yes.
And
so
the 7 was what you got?
I got the...
I just want to make sure that
maybe I didn't roll. No, it was...
Yeah, because he rolled a 7, because he rolled a 4 and then had +3 to it, so...
Oh, okay, so...
So yeah, if you have the 7 already, you absolutely beat him. So that's not a big deal.
Oh, okay. I was like, uh-oh.
I just want to make sure that you're actually rolling and getting the numbers that you need.
Yeah.
So, for the next one, so it's a 7 for your willpower, and if it's a special skill or any of that, you add the rank to that number. So, and it caps at 9, and then you would roll the d12 and add the 9.
I got 8.
Because that's something else I learned, is that it's not just your number in that if you have ranks in the skills and other things, you add that on top of it to cap at 9 for your
To
bonus.
get a higher dice.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes
Okay,
so
okay.
much
The more
sense
we
now.
know.
The more we know. No, that makes sense with.
Because I was trying to
Knowledge,
figure out,
guys.
I'm like, why do all of these have rank levels? Like, that's not changing anything. Oh, that's what it's changing.
Yeah, so it's that on top of that. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
Sweet. Jesus.
We're learning.
Oh, this system is a weird one. The fact that I'm going to be happy to go back to D&D system after this, where like it's not as many mental gymnastics, will actually be nice.
So much crunch, man. Fun. A lot of crunch.
It's
I got-
definitely different. That's what's making it so difficult.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
definitely different.
Yeah. It's built different.
And I was not wrong. When I played, I did only roll d10s because that changed in the 3rd version. So that's why I was so confused by when you started talking about rolling different dice. I'm like, wait, what? Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
8 all up for the trying to make him obsess about giving me information.
And what kind of roll does he need to make against that? Does it say?
His will. A will.
Will? Okay. Cool. That's a 4.
Yes.
So he's sitting there, and as this black ichor, like, you think that it's blood, but you're not entirely sure, is dripping down his face. And he's starting to, like, you can see his tongue is, like, swelling in his mouth. And he just says, Victoire. And then he's out.
Oh, shit.
Who the fuck is that?
Well, I think that definitely nails it, filters it down, because I don't know anybody like that around here.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a name, or it just sounds just like they said something different?
Victoire. It's a French name for anybody that would be familiar with the way it's said. The way French people talk.
Maybe.
Wow.
So it's like a shortened version of Victoria, basically. It's Victoire.
So like French Victor, essentially.
Yeah. No,
Cool.
it's the feminine version because it ends in E.
Oh, Victoire. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, E.
So the dude from the morgue, he's like, oh, this is the same thing that happened to the other one. And he like looks around and can't find a chair, so he goes out and grabs a chair and then just sits on it backwards with his hands like this, just staring at Edward. He's like, I want to see how this happens.
Should we
Hold up.
give you some privacy, buddy?
Hold up. You
Maurice
knew
gets
about
like really.
this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Huh?
The assistant knew about this?
This is the main morgue guy.
Oh,
And
he
because
didn't
he knows
watch
that there was a swap, and he overheard when y'all came back and started talking about the body swapping happening, he's like, I'm going to watch and take notes on this, since it's not something that happens very often.
I thought this was like the assistant that was there. And
No,
he
no,
saw it and
the-
didn't say shit. Okay, no, never mind. That's fine.
The dude from the morgue came up.
Mhm.
Maurice just like swoops in over next to him, gets really close. It's like, what are we looking for? What should I look for?
You all go and investigate something. I will watch.
I'm investigating this, right? 4 eyes instead of 2. What should we be looking for?
Shoo, please. Shoo. I must concentrate.
Maurice, he wants to be alone, if you catch my drift.
Oh, okay. No, I understand. Everybody has their thing. You need any water? Hey, I can get you something.
He just kind of looks at you weird.
You got an extra sock over there, too.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You have fun with
He
your
doesn't notice.
your
He's
body.
just like intensely staring at this guy. Just like, fascinating. I wonder when it's going to happen.
Just like swoop, just kind of like gently swooping back, just kind of off his shoulders, and then just disappear.
So the guard that is still in there that had been, or the two guards, since they're the ones that had gone with the mortician? No, mortician isn't right. They work in the funeral home. The doctor. Let's call him the doctor. I watch enough NCIS. You'd think I'd remember what Dr. Mallard is called.
It's a coroner, isn't it?
Coroner! Thank you! Or medical examiner. That's the word I was looking for. So the other two kind of like usher you all out, and they're like, when he gets focused, he doesn't like to be interrupted. So we will step out here.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't watch that either.
And they confirm that up until the body had been put in the slot for it down in the morgue, it was still looked like the Immortal, looked like Jay. And they estimate that it was probably about maybe no more than an hour after he had passed that they got the body back and put in there to make sure that that the shard couldn't move on and do its thing, because they've got special crystals built into the walls of those doors, or those compartments, to help prevent that for the ones that have a tendency to fall by the wayside.
So we need to find this person named Victoire.
Well, if she's an immortal, there should be some kind of, access database or something on her? Files?
There should be, yes, that's what I was thinking. And
Maybe, we got
maybe
a name.
We can use that new thing called the computer.
True.
Maybe they have a database on these things, or...
I don't trust it.
Just word of mouth, or maybe there's a mystic that, like, if that's their true name, then maybe we can ask them.
Do we know of any, gathering places of Dark Ones? Or anyone who would know of any gathering places of Dark Ones or Prodigy or whatever? Progeny?
Give me 1 second to look at something. Okay.
Because all we know is that they were in the hotel at the one point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's more up there.
Well, you mentioned about something on the 9th floor, right?
Mm-hmm. That's where it was taking place. The power
that's
outage.
where the bottom of the circle was, where Edward had been at. That's where you guys flew in the window and found him. Mm-hmm. It was 26 floors, I think we found when I looked at it.
Yeah.
And so it would have been at least 69.
So why don't we go back to the hotel and see if they have a name Victoire in the guest book.
That sounds good to me.
We could ask the bartender as well for that Orchid Himsadi's name, because she seemed kind of high class. Maybe that's her name.
Maybe we can split up and check out both at the same time.
Mm-hmm. They're the same building, right? It was
Yes.
right across the street.
The speakeasy is in the basement of the building.
Okay.
Ah.
So we can go into the main area, see if there was a Victoire in the guest book. And if there was, well, there's a good sign.
I mean, she could be using a false alias, though. There's this thing going on now called credit fraud. I was thinking about getting into it before, current circumstances, but might be something to look into, though.
Later down the road, it might become bigger. Okay, so to the hotel.
Back into the free candy van.
While we're driving, I'm gonna slap a Sky on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, that was pretty funny, the sock joke. Had a little more than what I was going on. I like it."
I got jokes sometimes, okay?
Yeah, no, it's good, man. Like, you're not as much of a tired ass as I thought you were. That's a compliment.
We'll say it's a slip of the tongue, shall we?
I disagree, but you're not half bad.
You're doing pretty well. I would say that's definitely a compliment coming from him. Don't expect too much. I'm not saying anything bad about it.
Give it a minute.
Just
Don't
being
take a
real
mile.
about it.
By the way, with my smoke sympathist, am I recovering any hit points?
I think it doubles your heal rate,
Oh.
essentially.
Because I've just been chain smoking
also-
the entire time.
You also don't get hungry.
Yeah.
Or need to eat or drink or any of that.
I would say that since you've been chain smoking since that point, how many were you down?
My max is 15. I was at 6, and then I dropped down to 5. So I'm at 5 right now.
I'd say that with the chain smoking that you've brought back probably 3 hit points.
Nice.
I'd say that with that it's probably like 1 an hour.
Cool.
How's the time of day? Is it we burn in the daylight or
It is like 11:30. Like it's late now because you guys hit the speakeasy at about 8:39.
yeah, starlight. Okay. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Is it cloudy? I have synthesis starlight.
I mean, this is Phoenix. Roll me a d6, and if it's anything other, like, unless you get a 1 or a 2, it's not cloudy.
3.
Okay, it's not cloudy.
Whew, that was gross.
I can
Alrighty.
probably count the number of cloudy nights on one hand for a month. So.
God.
Meanwhile,
Nice
I live in a cloud.
Time.
There are
Okay,
many
yeah.
reasons I'm not a fan of the Phoenix. I'm allergic to the sun. This is as dark as I will ever get. And I live in the Valley of the Sun.
That's nuts.
Valley
That
of the
sounds like
Sun. That's a good bad
sounds
name.
like Seattle would probably be a good.
The
good
evil
bet then.
day star can just die, in my opinion, if it wouldn't kill
Yeah.
all the rest of us.
You can move up to my neck of the woods and live in a constant cloud. It's fine. Where we only get like 60 days of sunshine total, maybe.
Grass is always
As
greener.
Kat said in chat, we live in Satan's asshole.
Yeah.
Under the great fireball, we are all equal.
Would it be fireballs?
Oh, all right. So you can heal by the starlight. You're healing by your smoke. Anybody else that wants to be doing anything that uses the elements they're aligned with to heal can be doing that. I'm sure after
I can't.
after a decade, you're used to. What all are your
That's a synthesis nature.
Sympathist smoke.
I just
Yeah, you'd have to.
I have Nordstrom.
I can't heal.
Nostrum? Yeah.
Can't heal.
Nostrum.
Nope.
So yeah,
Well,
you can.
anyway,
Not without
I'm pretty
somebody's
sure
will.
that Travis or that Maurice also has Nostrum, so you guys could also help heal everybody.
Oh, okay. Oh, they can help you. Yeah. I won't use my
Shine the
healing
light of the
ability. I'm good.
moon.
I'm good. Nope.
All right, so you make your way back. Do you go to the hotel or the speakeasy first?
Hotel first.
I'm going to head downstairs first, just because I was listening to Aiden and thinking, because she used her real name in the speakeasy, I think.
Yeah. And I'll go with Izzy. or not Izzy, but Angel.
Do the mystique again so that you and Maurice are linked again.
Yes.
I'll go with Sky, and it's gonna be a 2-and-2 operation here. I hear you loud and clear. I've responded to this message.
I'm right here.
You.
All right. So we'll start in the hotel. So as the two of you walk into the lobby, you know, it's a little bit fancier than some of the places. It's got some like fancy those wingback chairs scattered about. There's like conversation areas. There's a bar off to the side. And as you walk up to the desk, there's a very crisp-looking young woman. Yes, how may I help you?
Yeah, we were wondering if you had somebody named Victoire that booked here.
I'm sorry, unless you're law enforcement, I cannot give out that information.
Said we weren't. I'm just gonna use the psychomachia to put the anxiety of maybe they are cops.
Do you have ID?
I mean, I have this one, and he'll flash her like a somewhat looking military-esque form with a badge on it.
That mixed with the psychomania, I would give that to you. All right, okay. When would they have checked in?
Within these last couple days, I believe.
They pull out a pad of paper because they have not upgraded to these newfangled things called computers yet. And start paging through. There's no Victoire. There's a Vicky and a Vincent. That is the other closest one.
What are the last names?
It is a Vicky Sweets. That sounds made up. Anyway, and then Vince DeMarco.
Vince DeMarco.
Sounds fancy.
What rooms are they in currently, or which rooms did they book?
Vince checked out yesterday morning, I believe. I do apologize. I just came on, and that is apparently what it says. Vicky is... She checked out a few hours ago and was on floor 13 in room 1313.
Okay. And he's writing down these notes as well. He's got his pen and paper out, trying to make sure that he has everything right. Why, thank you, ma'am. You've been a help. Is there any way we can get into room 1313?
I mean, she did just check out. The maids may have been in there already, but that I am unsure of. And she'll go behind and she'll be like, here is the key. And it's very much like one of those old school leather, like, where it's the two flaps and then it has the metal buckle to keep them together with a key ring and a key on it.
Okay. Well, thank you. We're gonna go up and inspect it and see if something has come of it.
Please just bring the key back when you're done.
With pleasure. Thank you, ma'am. And he'll look over to Maurice and just kind of like nod his head. Ready?
Yeah.
And go to the elevator.
All right, and
Start
then
heading
we'll
up.
we'll cut back to the speakeasy team, and then we'll come back to you guys.
All right.
So as you walk back into the area for the speakeasy, the same Immortal is standing at the door, and he looks you guys up and down. Is like, back so soon, huh?
Oh yeah, round 2. Line them up.
Very well. Go on. So you walk in, and there's still the Arachne Peacock Spider-Man behind the Peacock Spider-Man. That's going to be an image that doesn't leave my head now. He's still behind the bar, slinging the drinks. The patch where Jay had ickered out has been cleaned. And there are 2 other Immortals in there. One is just like this lanky snake himsadi with like where the coils are almost completely smoked themselves. Like still very much a snake, but smoky. The other one is a pale butterfly. Like you would almost think moth, but there is like the differential in the wing shape, and it's like pastel colors on the wings. And they're both sitting there in their himsadi forms, just drinking. Ah, you're back for more. Or is this hush-hush about the investigation?
I'm gonna kind of like lean over to Angel real quick, like, I'll grab some drinks.
Yeah.
Bartender, I'll keep an eye on these 2. Sound good?
Hi. Uh-huh.
All right, go. Yeah, another round. Whiskey, wine from a friend.
Something fruity, please. And
He's like, I don't much have anything fruity, and he grabs a couple cherries that he'd put in certain old fashions and put them in a blender and pull out the stems and seeds, and he's like, dumps it in whiskey and gives it to you.
That'll do. And I'm gonna take my gun.
Yeah, cheers.
Wink.
So, any questions?
Yeah, so you were right on the money. We're still doing the investigation. I'm trying to keep low. Do you happen to know that Orchid Himsadi's name by chance?
Oh, Victoria, yeah, she's been in a couple times this last week.
Is she a regular? Does she come often?
This last week was her first time in. She told me at least that she was in from Puerto Vallarta. I think that's how you say it. She's just visiting.
I'm gonna look over at Aiden.
I'm kind of like back turned to like leaning against the bar and just kind of just not staring them down, but kind of like subtly like kind of looking their way, keeping
scanning the room and keeping them in your sight. Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
So that was Victoria, the orchid.
Yeah, I heard.
I'm gonna like slam my drink back and do you know, did she say where she was at or staying or why she was in town?
She was in the hotel. She's got a thing for haunted places.
I think that's all we came for. I'm gonna look over at Aiden.
Yeah, sounds good. Talk to my brother real quick.
Oh yeah. Gonna send over to Maurice. Hey. So the orchid, her name was Victoria, and she loves haunted places. She just came into town. And she was staying in the hotel. You can reply to
What?
this message.
She likes haunted places? I love haunted places! Oh my god, we should totally talk about that. Anyways, you can respond to this message.
Yeah. So,
You don't understand how much it irks me personally. I used to be on the comms.
10-4, good buddy. 10-4.
No.
Oh, I understand. I used to have a job like that too. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think that's everything. She was just staying in town. She loves haunted places, and I'm pretty sure that's her.
Okay. So you're saying it's the Orchid Lady?
Yeah.
Ooh. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, I'll relay that over to Sky. You respond to this message.
Will do. I think we'll start heading towards you. You can respond to this message.
Okay, Sky. Okay, when we break over to us, so let me know.
So are you guys going to all meet up to go up to the room, or?
Well, like, what are those two Immortals doing? Because, like I've kind of been eyeing them.
Still just drinking.
Okay.
They haven't really moved at all. Like, the bartender notices you watching them. He's like, no, these guys are regulars. They come in here all the time and just sit here and drink. I'm pretty sure that they're not involved.
All right. Pardon me for being rude about it, but especially with circumstances earlier.
No, I got you. And you're here on behalf of the council. Nobody's gonna gainsay you. Goes back to polishing like 6 glasses at once with all the way.
Like a champ. Crap.
I'm
Peak
gonna leave
efficiency
him
right there.
a little tippy tip before we go. I'm gonna rifle around in my backpack. And a little bit of money.
I just dropped the 20
$100
just.
tip.
I was only gonna leave 5, but 25 is much better.
My
care of
power
yourself.
second and 90s, my dude. That's a good tip.
For the record, I've been pickpocketing a couple people while I've been playing, so.
Oh my god.
Hey, I got something for you here. Right out of my own pocket.
Just a donation to a worthy cause. All right, so ready to go up, or have they figured out anything on their end?
Oh yeah. Hey Maurice.
Hey.
What did you guys learn on your end?
Let me see. So, there's 2 people that might happen to catch roughly a name close to what we're looking for. Different rooms. We're gonna go to one. Right now we're in the elevator. So that's as far as we got. Don't ask me for the name because I swear I did forget.
What room are you heading up to?
It looks over at Sky. What room are we heading to again?
1313.
1313?
Yep.
We're heading to 1313. It's a spoopy number. You can reply to this message.
God damn it!
Perfect. We'll head up towards you. We're heading up from the bar now. You can reply to this message.
Okay, no promises if we wait. We might kick the door down. I don't know. You can reply to this message.
You get down when you have the key.
I'm
So
done.
anyway, Sky, you remember that very beautiful looking orchid lady that we saw in the speakeasy? She might be who we're looking for.
Vaguely, yes. But we're right.
I know, she kind of strikes me as a Victoire, you know? Think about it. You think so? I might have to ask her. Like, where'd she get the name from?
Does
Is
it
it a
have a
real
different
name?
meaning?
Victoire?
Yeah.
I don't know, it sounds fancy to me. I mean, Maurice. But then again, I never asked my parents why they called me Maurice anyways. Human parents, actually. Just making that part. Ragnar didn't choose that. For some reason, he's okay with it. Are you doing okay? You looking a little flushed.
Yes, I am doing perfectly fine.
Okay. But, hey, if you don't mind, I was hoping that, like, when we get to the floor, if I might hide on your back like I did last time. Just in case, like, they're thinking they wanted to ambush. Like, we knock on their door, caught them off guard, but they want to ambush. They think you're alone. Then we get the jump on them.
That would work. Yeah.
I'm not very deadly, as you can tell, but I'm hoping it'll at least, I don't know, surprise them.
Maybe deter them. Instead of a 2-on-1, it'll be a 2-on-2 situation.
Give me a second. My cat is trying to literally climb the wall to my closet. Let me kick her out.
Gotta get that spray bottle out.
There you go, butthead.
You gotta grow. My cute little my little flower, you're going to grow and stop it. Stop misbehaving.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I just looked at chat. Your mom can respond to this message. When you're talking to your own kid, that takes on its own.
Oh my god, that's great.
All right.
Thank
you guys are all separately heading up to the 13th floor to room 1313. And you said that you're in moth form on Sky's back, Maurice?
Yep, and camouflaged, using my camouflage nature. So, is it like, what kind of jacket is this? I forgot. Or are you wearing a jacket? I'm not sure. Are you wearing like?
Wearing a jacket. I'm kind of wearing what I got on.
It's like a vest. Is that like a red paisley pattern vest?
It's in the front, yeah, and the back is just black.
Okay, all right. Then I'll just take on the camouflage of like a black moth, kind of like a soot, like a soot moth on your back. You can barely even tell I'm there. So
as you walk up to the door, all the lights are still out. They haven't figured out what's gone on with that yet. As you come up to the door, there is almost a shimmer in the air above the door handle.
I will touch it, just tap it with my finger.
Make an agility check for me, please, and any invasion or anything that you might have with it.
I have
lightning bolts.
Unarmed combat is the best thing that I can think of for that.
As a defensive roll of sorts.
Agility, hold on. I need that one.
Don't suppose you could just slap it and say no.
That'll be 20 total.
Okay, yeah. You and by proxy Maurice get out of the way as this mist of, it's like a green mist is coming out. Like, you look at it and think it might be poison. As you get away from it, it solidifies into vines that shoot across and stab into the opposite wall.
Maurice, can you tell them that there's something going on up here, and tell them to hurry the hell up, please?
Well, that was really cool. Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I wouldn't call it cool, but all right.
Angel, you gotta hear this. The door, like, animated like a bunch of, like, vines, and it just shot out, and I think we found the door. I think we found the right room. It was so pretty. Oh my god, you gotta see it.
Okay, we're on our way up. I'll let Aiden know. We'll see
you
soon.
Cool. You reply to this message.
God damn it.
Sooner or later, I'll stop. Just let me know if I need to stop.
No, you're fine.
I'm gonna let Aiden know. Have we, for the haunted hotel, have we gone in quite yet?
Yeah, it's because the speakeasy was literally like you just walk out of the alley that you come up the stairs at, and the door is around the corner. So you'd be in the lobby, like at the elevators, hitting the button by about that point.
Hey, Aiden. So there is, they got to the door on 1313 and it shot vines at them. Would we, out of character, would we have seen, was there like a fire escape going up to?
I don't remember if that had a fire escape.
Would I be able to see?
Don't
idea.
think it did. Not many buildings in Phoenix actually have fire escapes. So
Already a blast is at the window. See if they try to jump out.
I mean, I could probably fly up there.
Get that flight.
Yeah.
Do all of us have flight? Just double checking.
Oh no.
Anybody
Nope,
not have
nope,
flight?
It's,
You don't have flight?
it's
Oh shit. Alright, I can just
can
carry
really
you then.
just levitate and glide. I can't really fly. I can just levitate up and down and glide.
Ooh.
The Talaria. Man, some of these serenades are so weirdly named.
they really are. They are unnecessarily fancy, but I kind of love it.
There's a little bit of... Well, when they make the wording vague enough, they can kind of give you a little wiggle room to flex with.
Would we see
Except
any
sometimes
lights
there's
on the
rules.
13th floor?
The Hyatt Regency does not have fire escapes. It is basically glass walls. Like the windows cover a lot of the outside of it.
It would suck being a building
Yeah, like
fire on that
I'm
one.
sitting here racking my brain, and I can't remember the last time I saw a fire escape anywhere in Phoenix.
That's terrifying because I can imagine that like, that's what isn't it drier
Yeah.
in Arizona? Isn't that like building fire starts? That sucker is gonna have a lot of work to put out. You really don't want to be in a building
Go
on a
up
fire
real
escape.
quick.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys wait for the others, and as everybody converges on the door, who of you has a pager?
I'm pretty sure I would have one, just so
Okay.
that Duncan can get a hold of me.
Good point. You get a page from Duncan saying, "Oh hey, council's been updated. Elena's on her way to meet you." And we're gonna pull Kat back in quick as we end the night here, and everybody says goodnight.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello,
Whoa.
welcome back.
Yeah, what are we all doing?
So thanks for coming on this wild trip with us tonight, and all of the interesting places the story went. You can reply to this message.
That should be on a t-shirt.
I can make that happen.
I just
Might have
don't
to
want to
check to see
step
if they're
on
already
a
did that.
big
I'll look it
or
up.
a big TTRPG show's toes, because there was a character in season 2 of Critical Role that said that all the time.
I had to see if they already
guess.
jumped on that. I just asked Sam Ringle if he cares.
Yeah, because he
Are
did
you
for
sure
me.
of this? I don't know. Shoot your shot.
There you go. All right. So again, I'm Kristen. I'm Darth Cerelish on Twitter. You can jump in our Discord, and you can also find us at R&R Production on Twitter for the page. Let me throw some commands in. Because I know what I'm doing, I swear. And then we are going to start with Izzy this time.
Hey, good night, everybody. I'm Izzy. You can find me on Instagram, Izzy Talavera, all together, all one. And I played Angel tonight. And good night. Bye.
Skagwater.
Hello, everybody. Again, I am Skagwater RPG. You can find me on Skagwater RPG on Twitter, and yeah, and on Dice Drop Evolution, where I post a lot of puns.
Yes, he does.
He does have some pretty hilarious jokes that he puts out on the Dice Drop Evolution. Highly recommend following over there. The entire group is great. Cat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm Autumn Knox on Twitter, and you will find me on this channel doing all of the things.
Lewis.
I am Lewis, also known as Lewis D Legend over at Twitter. You can find me here, playing here on Mondays for a little bit, and also you can find me over at the Bards and Brews streams.
And last but certainly not least, Travis.
All right. Hi, I'm Travis, also known as Eversalt on Twitch and YouTube. Also as Skane Eversalt on Twitter. You can mostly find me and here on Mondays, or any one of the one-shots throughout the community. I'm all over the freaking place, so don't be surprised to see my face in every now and then.
And we're going to go ahead. Oops. No space. Stop. Shout out Time Lord's wife. You can find both Travis and I playing over there quite regularly. I'm going to be an heir apparent on Sundays coming up in April. And I'm going to be in a one-shot over there this Sunday. Yes, this Sunday. I know where I'm playing at, I swear. And thanks for... You can also find me... Oh, I forget. I have my Saturday night game. I have that as a command too.
There we go.
Over on Exquisite Corpse Presents Twitch, and that's where I play Candy very late on Saturday nights. And I think we actually finally finished Battle after 2.5 episodes. It was a lot. Anyway, we have been Rainbows and Razor Blades Productions. Thanks for coming to check us out playing Immortal, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming.
Take care.